So today we're going to talk about your art and your artwork.
Oh, I'd love to talk about it.
Okay, great. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background as an artist?
Well, you know, I first started when I was very young. My grandmother taught me how to draw. I was like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, and she would do start with a line, and then I'd copy her line, and then she'd put another line, and she'd draw a whole sailboat, and I'd copy her sailboat. She'd do a house, and actually started drawing on my own right after that. And in grade school, in junior high, I was always drawing. Whenever we had to do some problem or some project, I would be drawing. So then I went to art college after that, and got a scholarship and went to England and traveled through Europe, saw all the best art in the world. It was fabulous, and even went up in the hills in Nepal and Asia and India, and actually traveled painting. I did paintings for a lama that he was put on his wall. I did paintings for a whole Australian guy that was in the Kathmandu Valley, and he was there, and I did it for an Australian, another Australian guy, and basically supported myself a lot of times with just my art. So I decided I love painting, I love drawing. I started to work with pastel, oil, and there's so many different kinds of medium. I've worked with watercolor, and I kind of settled on pastel and oil as my very favorite things that I love to work with. And then I started to develop a style and took off from there.
All right, so in your opinion, what is art? What is it? What have you discovered about it?
Basically, it's the quality of how you communicate something. And everybody has a different communication. And the quality of that, if it really does get across to people, and they can respond to it and relate to it, that's what good art is. And you have an aspect, for me, I noticed that a lot of people go through their daily life, and they're so busy, and everybody's so much into their work and family, that a lot of times you forget to look at the world around you. And the world around you is really beautiful. It's got gorgeous plants and animals and landscape and people, and there's beauty around you all the time. And of course we all admire a beautiful woman or a beautiful landscape or a beautiful flower, and that kind of thing we forget sometimes in our daily life. And I kind of bring that out because those are the things I love painting, and I like to do it so that it's very real. It has some motion to it. You have a two-dimensional surface that you're painting on. It's flat, so how do you create a three-dimensional image? You do it with perspective and how you compose it, but you also do it with the light and shadow, and that plays a big part in how you bring it out, as well as your color. And for me, I love working with vibrant colors. I love working with light and where light hits. And also, I like to find the abstract within the real. So if there's a very real scene, I'll try to find that abstract part of that that's really interesting in a painting or in a flower, and bring that out. And I even combine people like beautiful girls in a landscape dancing through a waterfall. And those kind of things are intriguing to me, and I found that they're really well liked by people, because most people, they did a survey, most people like art to uplift them, to actually kind of uplift the culture with the art that's presented. And that's my viewpoint. Let's uplift the culture with the art. Let's show what the solution is. Let's show the beauty. Let's show some, not the problems, but maybe the solution from that. Because people need to be a little brought up, and they're feeling a little down, and they see a piece of art that does that for them, then I've done my job. If I actually cause someone to be a little happier, feel a little better about himself, a little better about what he's doing, that to me is a very big reward. And that's what I love about art, because people love a beautiful thing.